Hey guys, it's your girl ZJ. I am back, and we are about to find out of these three possible suspects, Maya, Andy, and Craig, who was it that actually pulled the trigger and killed Stan Eversted, and what their real reason was behind it. Now, as I mentioned before, usually the suspect who starts to fade from the list of suspects, usually who starts to kind of get ignored over time because we've dug up so much evidence on other people, is usually the real suspect. But there's other times that where they really are not the suspect because, you know, they are not really, you don't have any evidence against them. At least not until the very, very end of the game. So Andy's starting to look like that person. We don't have any motive. We don't have any dirt on Andy. Andy seems like a very mutual person, and you know, the only thing we have is the strangeness of him allowing the Scorpion to be in the apartment, and there really isn't anything. So now that we know that he is possibly a hacker, not just a programmer, but someone who is out to exploit someone's computers and, you know, access personal files and stuff, possibly. We're gonna go and have a talk with him and ask him what is that all about. Let's ask him if he's part owner of LZP Games, because that would be part of a motive. He would own the rights to LZP if Stan is dead and run the game the way he run it. If you remember, Andy was like, well, back in our days, programmers were gods. And that's kind of true. Programmers, system administrators, hackers, people who build these things essentially are root. That's what I like to call it. They are the gods. They are the creators. And I guess, you know, him getting pushed around, he kind of felt like he was underestimated. So, but is that really enough? I mean, it's really childish to say, well, I'm a programmer and, you know, I'm the one who does everything and, you know, I'm going to kill you because, you know, you won't let me have my way and I'm the programmer. Whoop-de-doo. Sounds like a temper tantrum, but let's ask him.
Actually, no, but I should be soon. Stan promised me a piece of the corporate pie because of my stellar work on Gut Wrench 3. It's not supposed to happen till the game's complete and on the shelves. And that'll be delayed because of this tragedy. But we didn't have anything in writing, but there were witnesses to our oral contract. But I'm not the only one who was promised a payday. Let me give you a different file, one that I think you'll be more interested in. It's on my PDA.
Interesting. Well, that's good. He coughed that right up to us. Come on. What's going on? There we go. And we should... There we go. Let's use that tool. Great. Awesome. Wonderful. Alright, let's, let's go to the lab. What would be search link special, add encrypted file. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's not a...
The microscope is the place for that.
I know, I just wanted it to tag off. Okay, where the heck is the file? Is it under trace? No? Derp. After a while, you get so many freaking things. Oh, there we go.
Press coverage of Gut Wrench 3 is tied to Maya Wynn's payday. The bigger the media splash, the bigger her bonus. However, note that it was encrypted. Andy didn't just get this forwarded. He hacked it.
Yeah. Because it's obviously, obviously he hacked it because it says it's to Maya in Norwegian. It doesn't say BCC or CC on there. There's no forward in the subject or in the header. So, yeah, that's naughty Andy. So, basically, yeah, Maya... Okay, yeah. So Maya will make a lot of money if the game makes a lot of money, basically. Okay. I still don't understand how that would have made the computer slow, but cool. So, I'm trying to think if we can... Let's go see if we can talk back to Andy. And see... Oh, it's tagged. So we might not be able to...
I've divulged everything I can think of.
Alright. Time to go to brass. Let's ask if we can get a warrant for Andy. Oh. For Craig. Okay, well, since we can ask this question, I guess this might as well just do it. Oh, okay, there we go. Can I get a warrant to interrogate Craig?
Let's bring in the guy whose ring matches our Vic's chest.
Well, you knew the ring matched earlier. You never gave me a warrant. So, Craig, how did the inner barrel of your gun get scraped?
Well, you tell me, detective. I let all of them, Maya, Andy, even Stan, fire my gun that night. Any of them could have screwed with it. Hey, you don't think one of them's trying to frame me for this thing, do you?
Well, I think we can safely rule Stan Everston out, but I can see why you'd be pissed at Stan the man. Cancels your pet project, fires you, and keeps ownership of a company you built as much as he did.
Every game company has conflicts between the creative and business side, okay? Producers like Stan don't look at a monitor and see the energy and the brilliance that go into a great game. All they see is a damn spreadsheet. He didn't hold a gun to my head and make me sell my intellectual property to him. That was my stupid fault.
Good point. So let's ask him, how does he know Stan would be at the convention center after the party?
Well, during the party, Andy told Stan that there were new bugs with the game, and Stan, being the predictable control freak he was, had to go there and hunt down the bugs personally. He would have stayed there all night if he needed to.
Okay, so let's ask him about his job if he asked for it back.
Not begging. Look, it was all business for Stan, and I was talent, and damn good talent. I figured he'd be able to look past our differences and see how I could positively impact his bottom line. And, hey, I admit, I thought that maybe after Gut Wrench 3 came out, we could revive Fuzzy and Bill again.
How did that go over with Stan?
Not so good. I pushed too hard, and we both said things that old friends should never have said. He said LZP had outgrown me, and I accused him of bad-mouthing me in the industry to where I couldn't even get a low-end job. I admit it. It got a little ugly. I accused him of exploiting every worst instinct in the gaming market, selling violence and sex, made all the worse by killing the very game that could have provided a fun alternative. And if he wasn't going to do Fuzzy and Bill, couldn't he at least sign it back over to me? He just laughed.
So that's when you threatened Stan? Hoping to scare him into giving you Fuzzy and Bill back? He didn't back down. He took it. And then ripped your shirt when you threatened. But you went back to your gun instead. With Stan gone, LZP would turn to you. You'd put the company back.
You got it half right anyway. I took a swing at that prick. And I'm guilty of getting my butt kicked by the guy after. I just picked up what little was left of my dignity and I went back to my car.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem very likely that he would have just thought to pick up and modify a gun I mean, when you're in a state of anger and escalation, when it escalates like that, I don't think you are in your logical mind to, oh, let me modify this or put the adapter on really quick and then shoot him. I mean, that's just, but you know, it's great that they throw that out there. Highly unlikely, though. I would say this is definitely premeditated. And it's between Craig and Andy, looks like. Maya's, I don't know. She's still in the ring, but I would say Andy's kind of, you know, overcasted. So, let me check my time. Alright, so since I still have a few minutes left, I'm just pretty much going to be interrogating and asking everyone everything I can. So let's talk to Maya now and ask her what she has to say about the fight. And how everything went down, because
She's on her way to interrogation now.
when did you get the marketing bonus contract?
From day one. It was part of the job offer that convinced me to sign up with LZP. I had offers from 2 other companies. Both bigger, you know. But this was a real opportunity to make my mark. And a box of money.
Why would a marketing person rate bigger money than the creative side?
Marketing is king in the entertainment world. And the game industry is an increasingly bigger part of that world, with marketing campaigns that run to the millions. More sometimes than goes into the game themselves. A great game that sits on a shelf is a flop. A weak game that flies off the shelves is a win.
And we're looking at a crime scene that seems designed by a marketing whiz, aimed at generating a lot of press. Vic posed like the body on the game's poster. It's genius, really.
And here you are with a sweetheart contract tying national press to your bonus. Nicely done, Ms. Wynn.
With your expertise as a competition shooter, you know all about weapon adapters. Then you heard about Craig and Stan getting into it, so you seized the moment, killing your pain of a boss, posing him for the inevitable press coverage, placing the assault rifle just right, though leaving a nasty little print mark. Then back to your hotel room.
You're right. The killer did me a favor. And I'll probably make money because of the way that crime scene was staged. But I didn't stage it, and I didn't kill Stan. But maybe I can help you. Why don't you take a look at a file I downloaded for you about Andy Penmore? It's on my flash drive. You might get somewhere with it.
Thank you. See you in the next video.